Milanese is the central dialect of the Western variety of the Lombard language spoken in Milan, the rest of its metropolitan city, and the northernmost part of the province of Pavia.Milanese. Due to the importance of Milan, the largest city in Lombardy, is considered one of the most prestigious Lombard variants and the most prestigious one in the Western Lombard area. In Italian-language contexts, Milanese is often called a dialect of Italian. However, linguistically, Milanese is a Western Romance language and is more closely related to French, Romansh, Occitan and to other Gallo-Italian languages. Milanese has an extensive literature, reaching as far back as the 13th century and including the works of important writers such as Bonvesson de la Riva, Carlo Maria Maggi, Carlo Porta. In addition to the large literary corpus, various dictionaries, a few grammar books and a recent translation of the Gospels are available in the language. Distribution. The Milanese dialect as commonly defined today is essentially concentrated around Milan and its metropolitan city, reaching into the northernmost part of the province of Pavia. Subdialects of Milanese, also known as dialettarios, are spoken in the western part of the province, the eastern part, the parts to the north of the Naviglio Martesana, certain areas where the dialect becomes transitional, the southern parts, and the northern parts of the province of Pavia. Historically, up to the late 19th century, Milanese was also used to define the dialects spoken in Brianza and in the areas of Varese and Lecco. Less commonly, it was also used to cover the whole Western Lombard dialect area, which had in Milanese its most prestigious variety, orthography, as Milanese, like the Lombard language as a whole, is not an officially recognized language anywhere. There have been many different orthographic conventions, including Pan-Lombard proposals, and conventions limited to Western Lombard. The de facto standard for Milanese, though, is the literary Classical Milanese orthography. Classical Milanese orthography is the oldest orthographic convention still in use, and it is the one used by all writers of Milanese literature, most famously by Carlo Porta. The trigraph LT, U and GT, used to represent the O phoneme, is considered the most distinctive feature of the standard since the latter half of the 20th century, as a consequence of the Italianization of Lombardy, with the Lombard language ceasing to be the main language of daily use in Milan. The classical orthography has been contested and lost ground as Italian speakers often find it counterintuitive. Classical Milanese orthography, which often reflects etymology, has indeed lots of words which closely resemble their Italian cognates, but pronunciation is often different. One of the most striking examples being orthographic doubled consonants, which represent geminates in Italian but a short preceding vowel in Milanese. Compare Italian an LT, caro and GT, caro, and an LT, caro and GT, caro, with its Milanese cognates an LT, car and GT, car, and an LT, car and GT, car.